What has been the biggest challenge for you in your first year as the head coach here?
I think just, it's been several years since I've been a head coach. It's been a little while. So I think just the different administrative tasks that come at you, and even thinking about the team as a whole. I've always focused on player development these last 7 or 8 years, last 4 years at Mansfield. So now, Coach Mergel took a lot of the headaches and some of the other personnel decisions. So I think that's been a challenge, just to look at it a little more holistically. But, these 7 seniors, the senior leadership we have made that job a lot easier.
You and I talked before, and you mentioned the word culture. What does that mean to you?
It's funny, that word, you hear it all the time, but what does it really mean? And again, we think it means really 3 things: beliefs and behaviors, right? So, we talk about our 3 core values, 3 core beliefs, but then where does the rubber meet the road there? What are those beliefs? What are behaviors exemplify those? We talk all the time about, number one, we want to be relentless in our energy and our effort. But again, what does that mean? What's the behavior attached to that? So, we say we've got A to B in 2 to 3. We want to sprint the floor, get down there in 2 to 3 seconds, make hard cuts, play hard, The second thing, we want to be obviously unselfish. So again, what behavior is attached to that? Making the extra pass, celebrating your teammate's success. We think those are unselfish plays. And number 3, we want to form a brotherhood. We want to genuinely care about each other. You don't always like each other, but we got to love each other and kind of form that brotherhood. So taking a lot of that from the Buckeyes and the success Urban Meyer and Ryan Day have had with Ohio State football. So those core values, I think that's got to form your culture. The beliefs, the behaviors, and then the experiences your guys have in the program. Those 3 things.
We're definitely more as a team. We made it kind of like a brotherhood. We're playing together. No selfishness on the team. And that kind of reflects on Coach. He brought in a new type of culture. It's hard it's easy. You can have a guy that knows X and O's. There's not always a guy that everybody's going to follow. And he can do that. He leads us by example. So.
It's just a lot more fun this year. We have more of a connection as a team. Like, we're more connected. Like other teams, we weren't really connected. We've been divided in the locker room and stuff like that. But this year, it's like we have a great group of seniors, and we come together. And I feel like it shows on the court, so we're playing a lot better now this year.
Now I think it's more competitive now. We do a cauldron, so it's competitive every day. You get points. Like, if you win, you get points. Even in sprints, you get points. Just everything you do is competitive.
Obviously, you were an assistant here for 4 years, so you had a chance to build relationships with your players. Did that make your first year as a head coach go a lot easier?
No doubt about it. These guys, we've got a really good group of kids. Yesterday, we talked about sacrifice. So what does that really mean? As I looked around that room, especially after the Bengals won, I kind of looked at, I'm not a big Bengals fan, but I looked at how did they go from 2-14 a couple years ago to the Super Bowl? And I read that they draft guys who are captains on their teams, right? High character guys. As I looked around the room at our varsity, I saw a lot of high character guys. So those relationships have been a lot easier because we got kids who've matured, kids who kind of got beaten up the last couple of years. They lost a lot of games, therefore they were hungry for improvement, right? And then number 3, they paid the price in the summer. They got better. So we can talk about culture, but you also got to be good at basketball. You've got to become good players. So they paid the price for that, and it's been easy to form good relationships because they're really good kids, high character kids.
The relationship with Coach Armstrong has been pretty easy. Like in the summer, in the spring, when we're putting all the extra work and stuff, he was always there. So if we wanted to get extra shots up, we're getting shots up with Coach Armstrong. So it really just translated into more work in the off season, and it shows. And I felt like we bonded pretty quickly with all the other players too.
Just his attitude every day. He comes every day, positive attitude. He wants the best for us too. He's not selfish at all. So
it's been good. We did. We're doing a lot more competitiveness. Everybody's brought in this year compared to others.
What things are you doing in this program this year to not just help in winning now, but to help in years to come?
That's the thing. It's really, in the end, none of our guys are going to play in the NBA, but they're all, this is about delivering life lessons, and that's ultimately what it comes down to. We want to win games, but again, I think winning is a byproduct of being unselfish, right? Playing hard, bringing energy to what you do, and then celebrating your teammates, being a great teammate, being a high character guy. So I think all those are really life lessons. It's winning is a byproduct if we teach those life lessons and do it with high energy.
It has to be gratifying knowing that these guys struggled in the one-loss side for the last few years, and as seniors, especially that senior group, they're getting a chance to go out on, maybe not on top, but with a lot more wins under their belt and being able to experience that on the floor.
I wouldn't be lying if I said every day I didn't look at them and just feel a sense of I'm so much, just overjoyed for their success and their growth, because it was a rough year last year. I think it was 9 or 10 games before we got our first win. So to now see them experiencing some success, realizing how hard they worked for it, just a lot of satisfaction that comes with that.
It's felt really good to have a team sport where I can, finally win, especially senior year.
What are your goals for this program? And you and I have also talked, and you didn't say necessarily about number of wins per se, but what are your goals overall for this program?
I think overall we just want to be a development program, right? Obviously we think about developing players, but people, number one, life lessons. And so we want to be about the get better mindset, continuous improvement, and just bring energy and effort to everything that we do. So as long as we're process driven, I think that'll drive it. We're not going to be as results oriented as we are. Let's get better every day, and let's help guys develop into good human beings.
And when you do that, the wins will kind of take care of themselves.
Yeah. Looking at Bill Walsh's book the other day, the great coach of the 49ers, that's what his book's called. The score takes care of itself, right? If you have that high standard of performance, again, those wins are a byproduct of those behaviors.